Today I want to talk about the fireplace, more specifically the mantel. Of course, the fireplace is my favorite architectural design of the home. Now during Christmas time, our fireplace and the Christmas tree, they get all the attention. But the rest of the year, what? We may put a few candles, maybe some other kind of decorations. And that's why I wanted to decorate my mantle for spring and summer. Now, I'm not gonna go crazy and over the top like I do during Christmas time, but I just wanted to bring a little bit of what's going outside, indoors. The flowers, the greenery, and if you haven't watched my previous videos, mushrooms. Yes, just a little bit of hint of nature on the place that in my home gets the most attention. So stay with me and let me give you a few more ideas of how to make my favorite architectural design of any home a little bit more special. I don't want to go crazy. I just want to bring a little bit, as I said, of the outdoors, indoors. And I'm using a lot of eucalyptus. This is the regular one. This is a prettier one with the red pink undertones. I have some blue tone eucalyptus one. I think all of this is from Michael's. These pretty little branches that look like cotton balls. And then I have these blue mini branches and some cherry blossoms. These have a bluer undertone and this a little bit more of a pinkish and purple. What I'm not sure if I am going to be using are these ones. Now this I got from Walmart, but it's very like tropical garden. I don't know if I want to go this way. It's the same thing with this one. I'll see at the end. And again, I don't want to go over the top, so I might not even use flowers. What I am going to use is these little mushrooms. If you haven't watched my previous videos, you know I'm crazy about mushrooms. I got these little mushrooms at the dollar store. And I don't know where I got this one. Did I get it at Walmart? Maybe at the dollar store. But that's what I'm gonna paint these little mushrooms with. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit and give them a second coat. And finally, I am going to use a ribbon. I love ribbons this year. I love mushrooms and ribbons this year. I don't know which color I'm gonna use. I'll see at the end. And I already cleaned my mantle and I attached a couple of hooks. Now the base for my mantle is gonna be this beautiful garland. Now this wasn't a garland, this actually was a wreath that my sister-in-law, she gave it to me, and it's such a great quality. It has these blue berries that I like. But the nice thing about this that it is so easy to make it into a wreath again, because these are all individual bouquets. And this was the part that I'm not going to use. So if once I'm done, I wanna go back to hanging it in my craft room, I love to have it there, I can go back and just very quickly make a wreath again. So let's get started with this mantle project. The look that I'm going is not a symmetrical one, which I do love. I love symmetry, but I want a big bow on this side, and I want nature to have flowers on that side. I don't know, kind of like, I don't know if to do it, the bow here and that to that side. No, I think the bow will look better there, and this hanging from this side. See, I have my kitchen there, and from my kitchen I can see directly to my fireplace. So I wanted the bow here, but it looks like the flow of the room will be better if I go in this direction, I think. So I have to adjust a little bit these bouquets. Now I can have this one from over here. This is such a beautiful color. I don't want to cover the TV, especially where you have the receptors for your, I don't know if they're called receptors, but the sensors for your remote control. And I need to make a bunch of this with wire and I secure it to this clip. I am using a fake stem that I had glue for another project. Now I'm going to add to it with wire a little bit of the eucalyptus branches that I have. I always cut most of my branches when I get them from Michael or Hobby Lobby. I cut them in pieces so they they last further instead of having them all at the top, instead of having them all at the tip. I cut them apart and secure them with wire. That way you save some money, and saving money is always a great thing. I try not to use a lot of hot glue for projects that might last only a couple of weeks or 3 or 4 weeks, because I want to reuse this greenery for Christmas or for fall season or for a tablescape, and this way you're not committed to keep it like this forever. Okay, I need to secure that one with wire. These are so cute. Now I'm gonna put them just like that, and I'll secure them later on with a little piece of wire so they don't fall. I have only one branch, so I wanna make sure that where I place this, it makes sense. So I am coming to an end. I don't want to use a lot of this color, but I'm going to put it on the background or at the back to fluff up the other greenery. Now I need to decide which color. This is very pretty with the frayed edges, but I think I like this one. This is more like a royal blue. Making a simple bow, and what I like to do is get a leftover of one of the picks from the flowers and use that as the anchor for my bow. So I'm putting this on the back. If you tie it to the rest of the greenery, it's fine, but sometimes I find that when you do that, you lose your bow because it is in with the greenery. This is, you can put it a little bit above. Okay, now I just need to trim the bottom. I'm gonna do it at a V. for a total natural look, I have made these mushrooms from citrus caps, and it looks very organic. I think I like them, but I still want to experiment with my little mushrooms. That looks pretty cute. I have a couple more that I can put, but let me try the little red mushrooms. I got a chalk marker, and what I'm doing now is just adding a few little dots here and there. Since they're so small, they do get lost on all the foliage. And let me know in the comments which one do you like more, the natural ones with the orange caps or these tiny little ones. If I had glue it, they're too heavy. I found this nail that has been stuck to a hanger, wall hanger, and it's actually helping me because it's giving me a little bit of a grip. So I am just going back and forth trying to make a little hole where I can put the wire and the hot glue gun. I got a piece of wire, one that doesn't give in easily. It's pretty sturdy. Then I'm gonna put hot glue, let gravity work, and I'll insert that wire into the opening I made. Let's see, and I have one more. Where will I put that one? This one you don't see it that much. I may have to move it a little bit. Let's see, I may have to move that one a little bit because I think I need something in here, one more in there. We'll see. Now this last one, I just went around with my finger like that, and I made more twirls because I wanted to look like it's part of the plant, and I use a lighter one and a lighter color so it matches the rest of the foliage. So this is how it looks. This is looking so cute. Like Christmas in July. Oh my goodness. And you know what I like about it too? It's very patriotic. Notice that the colors are red and blue, so it hints to this season of the year celebrating the 4th of July. But I'm very pleased. I may add some fairy lights that I have. I am also changing the blue of the bells to a darker blue so it will match with the fireplace. Now, I was hoping I can get some lights that I could really imitate what fireflies do. I haven't found those yet. The closest I got are these ones. I really like how this turned out. I don't know why I didn't do it before. It's so pretty to have a summer or spring garland on top of your fireplace. It's such a beautiful, whimsical decoration. Now, if you are watching this and it's the middle of summer, this is a great one to transition into fall. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the year, I wanted to have my living room more in the hues of blue to depart from the red of Christmas decorations, and I really like to carry on that color throughout the year until we arrive to fall season, which is very simple to do by changing the bow color and a little bit of the foliage. So you can go from blue on the ribbons to a orange or an earthy color and add a little bit of leaves that are orangey in color, and that can set you ready for your fall season. So let me show you how to transition from a summer fireplace or mantle to a more fall one. And I love, again, the velvet, the ribbon, the fray edges. This is such a pretty, beautiful bow. Now, if you were going to do the orange ones to decorate your mantle to bring more of those fall colors, I will advise you that you do the oranges caps separately. Mine are together. I don't want to take them apart, but this is just to give you an idea. And you can add greenery stems that add a little bit more in the copper kind of color.